Hi, Anurag. I just wanted to hear more about your perspective of this journey of the mind and how you came to this. Take us through your work.
Okay, when we begin, the concept of this whole show is how we start thinking. So, the moment we start thinking, there is a trigger, and it's always connected with some memory from the past. So, we look inside and we go through this window to the memory patch. Now, whenever we are looking inside, we are not seeing any certain form. We are always seeing something liquid, something intermingling. So, when you close your eyes, you see intermingling, perspectives. And that's how your journey or my journey with the mind starts. So, once you have arrived into that memory splash, you move to the duality of your mind. Now, at that time, the trigger comes. There is a right perspective or right side mind, and there is a left side mind. They both start splitting up, and they both want to control that thought. So either you can think like a mathematician, or you can think like an artist. So you are already going into duality. So when we say duality, duality is ancient concept or understanding that you don't exist alone. There is a clone. The earth or the universe is clonical. So it's like, there is a parable. So which is why we say that duality is our existence. We don't exist and we exist too. We call our existence as an illusion, but when we are existing, we think that we are everything. So that whole contrast is created by that element of duality within us.
Hence the tension as well.
Hence the
right?
tension,
Yeah,
hence
yeah.
the stress.
Yeah.
And when you are going into duality, so the final catastrophe or the final catalyst that works with your mind is a bell. You finalize your process of thinking, your process of floating. So that's why that bell as an element comes after duality. So the bell strikes and you start thinking. So you are slightly clear. And that clarity, this bell is like, different work used with jute thread and worked in.
I was going to ask about that because the texture on this piece is
Yeah.
phenomenal, and I love the pathway.
Yeah.
There's a clarity on this one too. Yeah.
So once that catalyst or that bell has triggered, your mind becomes a furnace. So that furnace, your mind starts cooking. Your mind is cooking your thoughts. Your mind is baking your ideas. Your mind is crafting, trying to work out something out of you. Then arrives the form. So it's journey of a mind from nothingness to a form is here. You come to the form, and whenever we arrive at a form at initial stage, it's a fused state. It's normally not a perfect form. And the forms are always intermingled with we as a human and we as an animal. So whenever we draw, draft, create anything new, it's by default. We will have that animal element and human element submerged. So here it is, we called it stray trophy. A woman, as per medieval literature, they always termed a woman as a trophy. Okay? And for whom? So the people who perceive that are being depicted as a stray. Right. So the concept of this form is a woman and a stray.
Interesting.
So after here, I give it a break for the journey of the mind. These three pieces are
I love
the
these three.
modern,
They're
contemporary pieces that I was
very
doing
interesting.
in
Yeah.
2020 onwards.
I notice a very distinct sequence here too, and it's also there's this shape, coloring, the depth of color on these pieces. They all seem related to each other.
They all are related.
Tell me
They
about
all are
that.
worked out as per the tantric, mandala principles. So while drawing, we select all those concatenation points of a mandalam. In mandalam, the important element is you need to concatenate your patterns in certain points and certain flows, which is common with the art principle. In art also, we define our concatenation point when we finalize our form. So here the spread form is that I did not intentionally decided to work with a single frame of reference. So I tried to bring, bridge in that multiple frame of reference into one. And that's what we do. So sometimes you tend to get into a flat frame of reference after looking at certain things from multiple angles. And sometimes you get into that depth. So these two are the representative of flat forms, though drawn in a 3D format, but they will always appear to you as a flat two-dimensional object, intentionally done. Obviously, and then there's both of them have been used as a book cover. This one,
wow.
yeah. So this one is used as a book named Muskil Mein Prashna. So when a question is self in trouble,
Yeah.
that's what is being depicted there. So the question is facing question. So that's the purpose of it. But there are so many relevance
That's
to the
interesting.
dot points, and everything is relevant.
A lot of self-reflection, especially in that left
Yeah.
piece too. And then I feel like on the right side, it's reflecting
Yeah.
thought again with each other. Tell me about this middle piece. This is a fascinating piece to me.
Now this is the concept of Buddhism being practiced.
Oh,
And Buddhism is not something like unique. It was a practice of Indian ethos, where staying within your limits or where living within a bare minimum is a way to nirvana. Okay, so the symbol of bowl, the begging bowl, we call it begging, but then this is what is called the donation. So all the Buddhist monks who survived, they only had the donated food.
yeah, that's right.
And that's all they
Yeah,
ate.
that's right.
Otherwise, they had no possessions. But then the transformation that happened is nirvana for them. So the gate, the stairs, and nirvana stage comes from there. So it's that how exactly you live with yourself leads you to your nirvana. So this one is concept of nirvana. That there are more works on nirvana series that I've done.
That's amazing. Yeah. And then this one, this is also beautiful. And tell me about
This
that.
is experimentation with the cubist study and the forms that I developed. Like this form is going to be very continuous in my most of the paintings. It's something like the conceptual depiction of a man in meditation.
Very
So
cool.
It's like yes, it looks like standing, but the conceptual angle that forms when a person is sitting on meditation, this is the way it looks. So that's the way I draw it. These are the woman form that I created, which is unique, to depict a woman like this. So that's how I started to experiment with the existing forms in my style. So these are the existing forms in my style.
No, is that a key?
Yeah, it's a key.
Yeah.
And conceptually, it's a butterfly.
Okay.
Okay, so the key and the butterfly.
Oh, now I see. Okay, I see it now. That's very cool. Now let's move to one of your centerpieces here. This we see on the cards. I mean, it's a striking image, and one can't even begin to explain why the power in this, but there's a deep power in this. So obviously, we look at the symbology and symbology from different cultures, what they could mean. But tell us about the cultural significance of this one.
This is a fusion of India's philosophy, religious practices, and Tantra. Tantra is obviously the mechanism to connect with elements. Now, when we say Tantra, it's like, the mechanism to connect with God. That's the way, that's not just a limiting thing of Tantra. Tantra is producing that exact sound to connect with the audience, creating that exact color to connect with the audience, and that's what is Tantra. So the presentation and the location of every element has been taken into account, and just to balance the energy, we used some rainbow effect. Now, once I completed this rainbow, then this whole form comes to you. Now, this whole form is Krishna. Krishna consciousness is the most captivating area of India's tradition. Now, here, Krishna I depicted only with the flute and his lips, but rest all is Krishna.
Okay.
When we think of God, we think of that blue sky, that dark blue sky where he lives. So that's why we correlate that color with Krishna. Now these are the symbols that we use. This is a symbol of divinity. So the goddess 64 Yogini. So this is Yogini symbol. This is the symbol of life within life. So that's something like you are there. It's expanding symbol of Sri Yantra. So whenever we use Sri Yantra, so Sri Yantra is used for the auspiciousness. But the man or the God who himself is auspicious, then why do we need to have? So we depict him, Krishna, in this tantric symbol. So this is what is Krishna. So either we worship him as a sculpture or as an idol, or I can worship him through this symbol. So that's what is the power of tantric literature. You can
It feels like a portal almost.
you can do geometric shape
Yeah.
for calling the god,
Yeah.
and you will feel that activation of energy.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you for telling me about that. I was very interested in that. So these three pieces here, again, they feel like they belong to each other. So tell us about that.
This is slightly worked in past, and then I retouched it recently. But all of them are a composition around new studies, which is similar to that Krishna consciousness, wherein I'm just trying to play with the tantric patterns that we create for meditation and intermingle them with the geometric shapes. Now here somewhere I try to bring the whole perspective, but it's like in one way it's the composition of the mental feeling, the way mind feels, and that was the purpose behind it. How exactly when I'm feeling certain emotions, where is my mind, and how exactly mind is perceiving some things. So it's like fixation, flotation, and formation. So these three compositions are, you start with the fixed image, you float with that image, and then you formulate it. So it's essentially, that's this figure. When I look at this figure, as an artist, I float and I end up making this. So it's a sequential.
Lovely. Which and there's a sequence even in the other pieces that you have.
Yeah.
I noticed there's a sequence of 3 or 4
Three.
often, but
Right.
3 is very powerful here.
Right.
Yeah. which I mean, again, is another powerful number, 369, like throughout all human living. Now this piece here, just absolutely, I mean, I love everything that you built, you created. This is so special, and I could not wait to hear you tell us. This was called the Caves, is that right? The Caves. Tell us about the Caves.
Now, it comes from that same journey of the mind.
Okay.
Once you have formulated a form, it's our human tendency to get inside,
Yeah.
to start, walking into your invention, your creation. Now, that journey towards understanding whatever you have invented or created is called cave. You go deep inside. Because the first stage was we created a fused form, which is still not clear. We again start thinking about it. Now, when you are looking inside your mind, the way you do landscape, the way you do seascape, that's the way it's a mindscape. So it's essentially the landscape of your mind. Mind's, theoretical or thinking pattern. So when you are looking, you have neural networks, you have neural patches, you have gaps, you have certain patterns, and we always try to relate the old patterns rather than thinking about new. So
This seems so new. This is fresh. It's almost like a fresh thinking, like a
yes.
fresh perspective.
So when then you start bringing it, giving it fresh perspective.
That explains the color choice, because I was going to ask you, this is markedly different in the color choices,
Right.
which I was just like beautiful contrast between where you start in the window of the mind,
Yeah.
formulate, and even if I were to take this entire storyboard and see the cognitive, the reasonable, the reasoning through some of the form as well, this
So here,
inspiration.
That's what is mindscape.
It's lovely.
So when you have to define,
Yeah.
you have to paint your mind. This is how you are going to paint, because mostly mind's imagery are always carry hues. They are rarely saturated colors. If you will try to recall your dreams, you will always see them in hues, and then a little bit of saturation is there, but not the perfect patch of color. We never see that perfect color in our dream.
And the use of white was really interesting in this piece.
Yes, white signifies the truthful realization of your own self.
Very
It's truth.
Truth,
It's mindscape. This is who I am. So that truth.
Yeah.
Now,
Very.
once you have arrived at that truth,
Okay.
so then you will build something, which is as it is. Okay? So once you are at truth, you build your mind. And it's a perfect form of human brain or the skull or everything inside your skull.
Can I want to share one thing. So when I went up to the painting the first time, I immediately saw brain, mind. But then I took a step back and I looked at it like I might a Monet or an Impressionist. And I saw something very different. So tell me about this painting from your perspective, and then I'll share, this is insanely.
This is obviously, one is the skull or the mind behind your skull. And second is, it's as per the scripture's definition, the way cosmos looks like. So we are looking at the cosmic existence because we are the repetition of whatever is outside. So the way God will, the way I'm going to look at the God, that's the way He's going to look at my skull. So we both resemble to each other.
Yeah.
So it's like, mirror image.
Amazing. And okay, so it's interesting. You said mirror. So when I stood back, what I saw immediately was a landscape. I saw as if it was a mirror. I saw it as like there's something about a reflection in this piece. Right. And that was the word that occurred to me, was reflection. Very interesting. So thank you. Now, you ended on this piece then.
This is, now when you arrived at the perfect, this is what is perfect. So perfection is arrived. how exactly we arrive at it. Everything is elementary. That's the way we constructed every step. So elements, be it in an atom there are electron, proton, neutron, and then all the subparticles. Similarly, when we think of the creation, we think of 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and sky. So these are the 5 elements are used of creation, and those elements are presented the way we perceive them to be. So electron is always dual in nature. So that duality of electron is always vivid. So this is electron, and then proton and neutron. Now, whenever elements combine together, what happens? There is birth.
Life.
The real form is a mother holding child
There we
in
go.
her lap.
Beautiful.
So elements to elementary.
Anurag, an amazing
You
exhibition.
started from
Yeah,
memory flash,
yeah.
and we ended up to the most elementary and most auspicious feeling of mother and child.
Anurag, St. John is very lucky to have you. This is an amazing exhibition, and congratulations.
Thank you.